You see it?
Yeah. You see it? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm.
You see it? Oh my.
The camera is reversed.
So you're yawning.
Oh,
The camera is reversed. And my great grandparents in the background. Hey, great grand.
let's see. How do you do it though? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a delay. I better go upstairs.
Let me go in my room over here.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh-oh.
She no hold me. She no hold me.
I was trying to, and I never yawn until I'm getting ready to do a broadcast, which is really crazy. Yeah. So, hey, let me see if I can see who is on. Hey, Margaret. Good evening. Again, I'm trying to learn how to use this. The camera is opposite. So, what I think is one way is another way. So, I just wanted to get on here and talk for a few minutes about lupus, because when I started this page again, I had Lady T's things that blend crafting and creating with lupus, but excuse me, the title was just so long, so we shortened it. And he said, "Oh my." Um, I just wanted to talk about it because today, I was just a little bit discouraged when I looked at my face, and I have all of this on my face. It just looks horrible all around here. All around here, it's just horrible. And even this up here, I don't even know where this came from. It's something new, but this is an effect of lupus. And I know some people might say, "Don't worry about the way you look, just one day at a time." But it's concerning to me because as long as I've been diagnosed with lupus, um, it started off with this up here. It was a spot, so I never got the full butterfly thing, but it looks like the butterfly thing is trying to come in pieces at 56 years old. So yes, my husband said that's my lupus outbreak. Let me just tell you what a fact about lupus. If I can get this camera thing straight, Margaret and Gerald. Um, Lupus affects people differently. So you might know somebody else who has lupus and they might not be experiencing the same thing that I'm experiencing. And again, there are three different types of lupus. Is lupus. I can't even think of the names right now. That's crazy, right? What's the name of them, Gerald? Systemic lupus is where lupus attacks the body. There's discoid lupus, and discoid lupus usually affects like your joints, your hands, and your feet, your ankles, and stuff like that. And they have medically induced lupus. And medically induced lupus means that you're taking a particular medicine and it's causing you to have these symptoms, but after you stop taking the medicine, you don't have lupus anymore. Um, I've been told I've had systemic lupus and discoid lupus, and my rheumatologist is trying to say that I have sarcoid because of my eye. This this eye right here, and this has been on my eye for years. And every time I go to the doctor, they keep asking me what it is. Y'all, the doctors, y'all supposed to be telling me. But so stress brings on a lot of the symptoms of lupus. If you're stressed out about something, it usually appears some sort of way on your body. A lot of people, and please don't take this the wrong way about what I'm about to say, but a lot of Caucasian people that I've seen with lupus, they have the rash. Like, I should be grateful that I don't have all that. They have the rash all across their face on both sides. It goes across their nose and everything. And some people, as bad as I feel like I'm dealing with lupus, there are some people that deal with lupus way worse than me. My cousin who passed away, she had lupus and it completely took her hair out. So she had alopecia. Couldn't grow her hair. Um, it came down and started messing with her lungs. She couldn't breathe. Plus, she was smoking. And I'm sure that attributed to it. But her lungs got bad. She could barely take breaths, when she talked. So she finally got reduced to being on oxygen. And then her body just gave out. But people lupus deals with people in different ways. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to take this new vaccine that they have out, because number one, it's too new, and number two, people who already have stuff fighting, their body is fighting itself. I don't want nothing else fighting my body. I got enough fighting my body right now dealing with lupus. So I don't want to take the vaccine because it, from some sources that I've researched, they said that it's, when they give you the vaccine, is attacking your body, and I don't need anything else to attack my body because I got enough going on right now. So another thing that happens with people with lupus is we have what people call a brain fog, but I'm a little suspect about that because it seems like everybody I know have brain fog. And that's just simply where you're duh. You don't really know, like, you want to say something, but it can't come out right, or you're in the middle of thinking of something that you want to say and you forget about it. Like, you literally would just get ready to say it and it completely, you know, leaves your thought. Um, or you just have foggy, like, your brain is just a mess. It's just scattered here, there, everywhere. So we deal with that as a part of lupus. Um, we also deal with taking steroids. I take steroids. I don't take methotrexate because it always makes me sick. I was trying to take the methotrexate in a pill form, and it made me sick. And I was also taking it in the needle form, and it was making me sick. So the doctor took me off of methotrexate, and now I'm on steroids. But I've been on steroids for years. But now I'm taking 20 milligrams of steroids because my feet get numb really bad at night when I go to bed. It was to the point where I could barely get any sleep, and the doctor didn't up my dosage. I did. I told him I can't do this. Like, I have to get some sleep. So my feet were so bad that I just decided to self medicate and got on 20 milligrams of steroids. So now that's what my doctor gives me. And I really don't have too much problem with my feet now since I've been on the 20 milligrams of steroids. However, the steroids are negatively messing with my bones to the point that I have what they call crystals on my bones, where it's in my feet, and it's getting worse in my feet, that when I sometimes I begin to walk and my feet just crack. It feels like a bone has broken in my foot, which it has never done that, but that's what it feels like, and the pain is excruciating. um and it does it with my feet a lot when I'm walking. So that's another thing that we have to deal with. And I think people that don't have lupus but are taking steroids for whatever reason, there's always a side effect with taking lupus. My doctor, my rheumatologist says he wants to take me off of steroids, but baby, let me tell you, if I can't take anything else because it makes me sick, then I'm not coming off of the steroids. I just have to deal with this moon face that I have right now. I think I look like Rasputia from Norbit. And it's very embarrassing to see myself look like this because I never looked like this before. I got triple chins and just looking all crazy or all crazy. Um, and it's just really disheartening sometimes when I look at myself and see the effect that lupus and these steroids are having on me. But I can tell you this, uh, I ran out of my steroids and I wasn't able to get my steroids for like 3 days. Ooh, the pain, the pain is almost unbearable when I stop taking the steroids. I just, I can't function when I stop taking the steroids because the pain is that bad. Um, so again, different people who have lupus, the lupus may present itself in different ways to different people. I have a friend that I met on YouTube. Her name is Ashley, and she has lupus among some other things, but she goes through way worse than what I deal with. So sometimes I feel bad when I complain, or I feel bad when I murmur, or sometimes I even feel bad when I have a bad day because I feel like I'm just wasting the day. But there's people who deal with a whole lot more than what I'm dealing with currently. Um, and I just admire them for their strength of how they get through. And if you look at I am Ashley Knapp, she details what she goes through, and she has way more problems than I've had, and ooh, I don't know how she endures all of that. But so with me, I've had two aneurysms, and I can't remember they what they put. I think they coiled it or something. um the doctors coiled one of them, but I have still one in the back of my head, and they basically said they just want to watch it right now because it's at a 3, and they just want to watch it right now. They don't want to do anything about it. So we're just praying that that one goes away, so I don't have to deal with that again, because it was, even though I didn't feel anything because they put me to sleep when they did the coil and went up my groin and all that, I felt nothing, nothing at all. I was completely scared though. I was so scared. And then they postponed the surgery for, well, it wasn't surgery, it was a procedure they call it. Um and they postponed it one time because my blood wasn't thin enough. Um they prepped me for surgery and everything, and then they said, "Oh, we're not doing it today. You got to go back home until your blood gets right." So we had to go through that. And then the day that I finally went in, I was like, you know what? I don't even care now. It's just like whatever. And they went on ahead and did it, and everything was fine. So I was having these things. My One of my doctors, my neurologist, calls them ocular migraines, and these type of migraines that I have is like a lightning bolt or some kind of zigzag thing that goes across my eyes, and renders me unable to see peripherally, or wherever the arrow is in my eye at the time. I can't see because the arrow's in the way. And then usually right after that, I catch a bad migraine unless I get a hold of my medicine before it goes into full migraine. So I still deal with that, and the doctor says that has nothing to do with the aneurysms at all. So I just have these things. I could have an episode for no reason. I'm just sitting around doing nothing, and I'll have them laying down, sitting up, and it really scares me when I'm laying down because I'm like, why am I having this and I'm laying down doing nothing? But it happens, and it's happening more often now. And then the other thing that I deal with, and I don't know if people with lupus deal with this part of it, or maybe it's just my neurological uh goofiness that's going on in my head. Um, where I have like these seizure like things where they come, and it's not what is that what's that what's that thing called where you where the room's spinning and stuff? Um huh? Yeah. So this is, thank you. It's very similar to vertigo, except that the room doesn't spin at all, but I can't hold my head up. So like my head will, I'll go like that, but I'll never pass out. But it feels like I'm falling, like I'm just going to pass out at any second. And I've never passed out, but when it happens, I can't hold my head up. And usually it depends on how bad it feels. Then I'll start crying, but not on purpose, if that makes sense. Um I don't know how to explain that sensation, but that's what happens. And I've had it while I was driving. I've had it while I'm just sitting doing nothing. I've had it laying down. Um, and it's a lot of times I can't call my husband or my aide to catch it because when I'm going through it, I'm trying to stay conscious. I'm trying to will myself to get out of that particular episode. Um, so that's a thing. I don't know if other people with lupus have that particular thing, but I do. And it's really coming more and more and more. So my husband says, and he's reminding me, you see, my husband is putting some of this stuff down for me because I can't remember everything. Just like I can't remember when I got diagnosed with lupus. I always have to ask him. But he says here, skin rash, which I have. You can look at my face, it's horrible. My legs are peeling. Like, I'm like, what is this new phenomenon going on? Joint pain and swelling, which I have all the time. Mouth and nose ulcers, which I have. It's very hard for me to eat even now because my tongue is, whatever I eat or drink, my tongue burns, like literally burns. And I have to, you see, I'm fat, so I don't miss any meals, but it's not a pleasant experience when I eat because the sores in my mouth, the ulcers in my nose, you pain painful. I know my husband probably gets sick of hearing me saying stuff, but it's like sometimes when I eat something, I just like, dang, I can't even eat this right now because my mouth is burning, and it's my tongue that hurts so bad. I feel like it's just going to burn completely off. Um, Hair loss. I'm not really having that much hair loss, so that's not really a problem for me. Um, when I do comb my hair, though, a lot of chunks come out of my hair, but it doesn't look like I'm really losing hair, if that makes sense. Um, Breathing difficulties, yes, breathing difficulties. Um, and right now I'm going through this thing where I can't. I go to the store, I can't walk through the store because my back hurts, and then I literally break out in a sweat because I'm in so much pain. It happened to me today too. I went to Walmart, and the pain, it was so bad. It was so bad. I finally wound up leaning on the cart because it was just so bad. And then I start breaking out in a sweat because the pain is so bad. And that's what happened today. But that happens all the time when I go to the store. Um, he said gastrointestinal problems always. I've had those ever since I was a little girl, gastrointestinal problems. Nobody could ever diagnose what was wrong with me. But I was a little girl, and I remember going to the doctor all the time because of they at one point when I was in my preteens, they said I had gastritis, and told me I couldn't eat things like cabbage and greens and um, stuff like that because it would cause gas. And I love greens and I love cabbage, and when I eat them, I have problems. but I have problems all the time anyway. No matter what I eat, it just seems like it's always a problem with my stomach or with my gastrointestinal tract. So he said dry mouth, dry eyes, which is true. Um, my eyes are so dry that sometimes I can't I put my glasses on and I have to keep taking them off because my eyes are so dry. I was dealing with a situation today where my eyes, like I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus. Had to keep adjusting my glasses. And I don't know if my husband noticed it when I was driving today, but I had to keep adjusting my glasses because it looked like they were just like I had the wrong prescription on or something. I'm like, what is going on here? Because I could see out my glasses with no problem. But today it was a whole problem. I'm like, what is going on? As you can see, I don't have them on right now because the problem is still persisting. Um, so that's a thing. And even now my mouth is dry like the Sahara Desert. Um, dry eyes. Again, you can see this thing on my eye. How you do this, camera? And nobody has any idea what this is. So I deal with that. Um, he says chronic flares and remissions, and that is true. So usually, I don't know about other people with lupus, and I need to ask Ashley about this. Um, Usually, when lupus goes into remission and then it comes back out, it's like way worse than it was before remission happened. Like I can't. It's like, oh my God, I really can't deal with this. So that's what happens. What I deal with lupus. So there are days where I just don't have the energy to do anything. And sometimes I feel bad about that because I feel like I'm wasting a day or, there's something I could be doing and I'm not doing it because I'm in the bed or, headaches back to back, headaches back to back. And, you know, I just feel really bad sometimes that, I even talk about what's going on with me because there's people that are getting worse or are worse than I am with their problems. And um, sometimes I just think to myself, like I'm tripping, like I don't believe this is happening. Like, and I've been diagnosed with this for many years. Um, I guess about 20 years. Uh, excuse me. About 20 years I've been dealing with um the diagnosis of lupus. And another thing that I wanted to say about lupus is that sometimes lupus can be really, really, really hard to diagnose. Um, 2001. Okay, it is 20 years this year. Um, so I went for years. My husband used to take me to the hospital almost every week. It's not that many hospitals in Philadelphia and the surrounding areas that I haven't been to because I was always getting sick. And this is when we were dating. I didn't even know why he chose to marry me, dealing with all of the stuff that I've been dealing with. Um, but while we were dating, we were going to church. Oh, excuse me, y'all. This only happens when I'm recording. Um, we were going to the same church. Well, he came to my church, and we would go to choir rehearsal on Wednesday nights. And you can believe that either before we got to rehearsal or after we left rehearsal, I was up at somebody's hospital for some reason or other. And for years, I wasn't diagnosed. Even some doctors said that it was psychosomatic. Like I was, it was nothing there. I was just imagining that things were happening to me. It wasn't because they couldn't find anything on the test. They would do upper GIs. They would do um, endoscopies. I guess that's the same thing. I don't know. Um, anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. So they would do all of these tests. They would do MRIs, CAT scans. They would do all this stuff, and they'd be like, We don't. All the tests came back negative. So every time I went to the doctor, I always expected them to say that it was negative. However, the spot that's on my nose over here, it started off as a small spot, and our pastor at the time, who was also a medical doctor, he said that, ugh, excuse me, I'm sorry, he said that um it looked like skin cancer. So he said you better go to the doctor immediately. He was a what, a chiropractor? Uh was it yeah, I think he wasn't anyway, he told me to go to this doctor in Philly, named Dr. Susan Nelson, because she probably could tell me what was going on. And so I went there, and I got there, and she did a biopsy. And then when she first saw me, she was like, "Oh, I already know what this is." So I started freaking out. I was like, "What? Well, what?" She was like, "Okay, calm down. It's all right." So she said, "I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait till the biopsy comes back." So long story short, the biopsy came back, and she told me I had lupus. And I had never heard of lupus before in my life. Didn't know what it was. Didn't know what it did. Didn't know how I contracted it. Didn't know any of that. And my husband, he sat out in the car, and it was nowhere to park, so he sat out in the car riding around trying to not get a ticket. Um, and when I came outside and got in the car, he was like, "So what the doctor say?" And I just bust out crying. "I have lupus," and both of us were riding around crying, and neither one of us knew what lupus was. And I find it hilarious now because we were just crying. They had no idea what it was. It was just funny, not at the time, but anyway. Hi, LJ's Loopy Life. Hey, hun, it's LJ from Squudge. Hey, Squudge, how you doing, girl? Yeah, I'm just trying to say some things about lupus, and if you want to add anything to it in the chat room, you can, because, like I said, people deal with, people that have lupus. Not everybody's symptoms are exactly the same. Um, and then, like I was saying before, it took years for me to be diagnosed with lupus. Even was told that I was pretending. I just wanted attention and all of this stuff. Even in my adult years, I had people tell me, there's really nothing wrong with you. You just want attention. And I was like, why would you even fix your face to say that? But people said stuff like that because people was like, well, you don't look like anything's wrong with you. So, mm, it's crazy. Started a second channel for my lupus. I probably should do that too, though. I really should do that too, Squidge. I really should do that. Just start a different channel for lupus, because this is my crafting channel, and I should just start a different channel because it's really a journey dealing with this. And people want to see crafts. They don't really want to hear about what's going on with you. But I just wanted to talk about it today because, I was really stressed. I had a stressful situation today. We went to the store, and when I came back out the store, the car wouldn't start. And we're in another state. We live in Pennsylvania, and we were in New Jersey when that happened. So that stressed me out. When I came home and I sat down and I looked at my face, and I was like, oh my God, my face is a mess. And I put makeup on, and it's still a mess. It's not covering it up. Um, but it's crazy. Squash said it was getting confused having craft and lupus. Yeah, I get that. I'm really trying to get my channel to 1,000 subs, 1,000+ subs, and the 4,000 watch hours. Um, and then after I get that, I think I'm just going to start my lupus channel. Because it's so much about lupus that we can talk about. It's so much, and I like to hear other people's stories too, so that I know. Hey, Ashley, I was talking about you. I was talking about you, Ashley, about your lupus journey. Um, and everybody, this is Ashley, and she has a go to her YouTube page and check her out. Squudge has a YouTube page that she does her arts and crafts on, and she does some pretty stuff. Squudge, you do some really, really pretty stuff. Um, and so all three of us deal with lupus. All three of us, Ashley, myself, and Squudge. And I pop over to Squudge's page and check her stuff out sometimes. And she really does some stuff. I'll be like, how she do that? I can't do that. But she's good with what she does. And Ashley is just a nut. You just need to go to her, go to Ashley's page because she's just crazy. And she cracks me up. And some days when she's going through stuff and she's recording, I just feel so bad that she's going through that. But like I said, people with lupus, I don't think there are two people whose symptoms are exactly the same. And then when you have lupus, you have other stuff that comes with it that I call riders. I call them riders. Like I have Sjogren's. That's where the dry mouth and the dry eyes and everything that's supposed to be moist is not moist because it's all dry. Um, that's horrible. I had to say it like that, but it's true. And you see me doing this all the time because my mouth is dry. Um, uh, so I deal with Sjogren's. Um, I have AFib, and I don't know if that's a part of lupus, but I have AFib. Um, what else? My husband got he knows everything, and I because I can't remember stuff. Um, thank you, babe. Squudge, thank you for saying that. See, Ashley, yeah, Sjogren's is a nightmare. It's just horrible. Um, it's just horrible. It's no even way to explain. Like, why is my mouth dry? Like, it's like the Sahara Desert up in this piece. Like, it's really, really dry. Um, and guess what? This is another symptom that I have. When I brush my teeth, oh my God, it's like somebody set a forest fire in my mouth. Like, I can't use mouthwash. I can't use anything in my mouth. Toothpaste now is so bad that when I go to brush my teeth, I don't want to brush my teeth because it hurts so bad. And then I get the ulcers on my gums, and it's a whole lot of stuff that happens at one time. You'd be like, what is the problem? So my body's always on attack, and it's just like crazy. It's like this. And I used to hate to see people doing always doing like this, but now I find myself doing it because my mouth is so dry. And it is not a laughing matter. It's just really, really crazy. And now it's to the point where I just don't want to brush my teeth because it hurts that bad. And that's ridiculous. So I deal with chronic dry mouth. Um, the sores and stuff in my mouth is just ridiculous. Um, yeah, Squudge, I mean, I feel like I'm telling somebody else's story. Like, is this really happening to me? This is what I feel like sometimes. But I looked at Ashley's program, and Ashley, I looked at your juicing. Was that today? I looked at that this morning. I believe it was this morning where you were juicing, and I went to Amazon and put a juicer in my cart. I put a juicing machine in my cart because I got to get this weight off. Y'all look at my face. I'm looking like Norbit. What's her name? Rasputia. Looking like Rasputia. And I ain't never been this big in my life, y'all. And I know that I'm over 100 pounds overweight. So I have to get this weight off. And when I saw Ashley with that juicer, I was like, I'm about to get me one of those. So I have that in my cart, and I do intend to get one so I can juice. Now my husband and I started making smoothies close to the end of the summer, and I was eating them every day, just 2 or 3 times a day. He would just make them, and I would freeze them and eat them like water ice. That's the way I love to eat them. um but even that began to be a problem with my mouth, my tongue in particular, where it just got to the point where it was like hard to even do that. Um so my doctor told me to stop drinking the smoothies because I was making them out of all fruit. And she said fruit has a lot of sugar in it. And because I'm diabetic, she was like, you have to stop doing it. You can have one, like every other day, but you can't be eating them like you're eating them. And I mean, I was going to town on those things. Um, and so when I looked at Ashley's video this morning, I literally went to Amazon and put a juicer in my cart because I want to be able. Now I love spinach, so I can do spinach and some vegetables. I just need to get some recipes together, and I just need to get the money to buy it. And then once I buy it, I'm going to have to use it because this doesn't make sense to be this. I'm 56. If the Lord let me live, my birthday's in May, and I do not want to be this heavy for my birthday. I really don't. But the steroids make me eat. Actually, I don't know what is she said, girl, you're gonna do good. I'll help you. Thank you, because I need somebody to help me because I don't have any willpower. I was talking to the Lord the other day. I said, God, you know I don't have any willpower. I don't have the willpower to stop eating because you know these steroids make me eat. I'm on 20 milligrams of steroids, and it's just like I dream about eating. That's just being greedy, y'all. But it's for I know, Squudge. I know. I found my juice at the thrift store. Really? I never thought about going to the thrift store to look. The one that I put in my cart though was only like, I think it was like either 45 or 54. I can't remember which one it was, but it's in my cart. Um I felt like that on steroids too. Yeah. And I'm on, but if I run out of them and I stop taking them, I'm telling you they render me, I can't function. I can't function. So $20. What? Let me go to the thrift store tomorrow and see if I can find me one. But regardless, I'm going to get me a juicer and I'm going to get me some fresh vegetables and I'm going to blend them up with. I saw you do it today. You had ginger. I think you drank some ginger, something you was drinking. I think it was ginger that you was drinking, and you put the green stuff, the spinach. It looked like spinach to me. You put it in there. You put oranges in it, and I don't remember what else you put in it. But and then I heard you say something about turmeric. And let me tell y'all something. I went to the Dollar Tree, and I can't remember where it was, but I went to a Dollar Tree. Oh yes, I do. I remember. They had turmeric pills, turmeric capsules at the Dollar Tree. Turmeric capsules. And I was looking, I was like, what? The Dollar Tree has that Dollar Tree had turmeric capsules, but I didn't buy them. I just left them there. So she said, yes. So I'm doing lemon and ginger shots, and girl, is taking down my inflammation. And I was looking at you today, and you were saying how much energy you had, and somebody in the comments were talking about their energy as well, how much energy they had, and that you could see a difference. And then Ashley, you were talking about your face breaking out from your new your juicing um thing that you're doing now. But before you put the camera up to your face, I couldn't even see the bumps, and I was looking at you. I was like, dang, her skin looks good. I mean, you were just looking like, wow. So then when you started talking about the bumps on your face, I'm saying, ain't nobody see no bumps on your face. But yeah, Squatch says, what, girl, I need to go there and get capsule. That's what actually, yeah. So I might, when I go back to the dollar store, I'll get some and send you some. If you haven't found any. And Squatch says I can't function without them either, but I'm 100 pounds overweight because of them. The hospital stopped them when I had COVID, and I lost. You had COVID, Squatch? I didn't know you had COVID, and you don't. Well, I've never seen your whole body, but from your hands, I would never guess that you were like 100 pounds overweight. I would never guess that. And Squudge, you live in England? Where do you live, Squudge? Y'all go to Squudge's page too and check out her stuff because she makes some very pretty stuff. She really does, and she's very patient, and she does her stuff, and it's not something that you can't understand. So she puts it down in layman's terms that you can really understand what she's doing, and she's really good at it. She's really good at it. So y'all can go over there and check out her life. Squad, why don't you put your page on there? Your page, and Ashley, put your name, put your page in the chat too. Well, Ashley's is I am Ashley Knapp. So you can go to her page with that. But Squudge was create with Squudge, I think it is. She just subscribed to you. Oh, y'all, tell your friends to go over there and get Ashley, because I think Ashley, you only need what, 4 subscribers now to make 1,000. Ashley, y'all two subscribe to each other. Yes, thank y'all. Yeah, I had her for almost a month. Yeah, I'm in England. Yeah, her accent. She has a very pretty accent. And then when I look at Squudge when she's doing her craft, she wears these gloves, and her fingertips are not covered, but you can tell that like her fingers are like blue around there. When I first saw it, it kind of made me nervous. I was like, what in the world? But then I watched her and watched her and watched her, and then whatever is going on with her hands, it doesn't stop her from crafting, and it really, really looks good. So, uh, you need 18. I thought you only needed like 6 this morning. I only had, I'm not gonna say I only had, but when I looked before I came, I had 860. And this morning, no, last night when I went to bed, I had 830 something, and now it's at 860. So I need like 140 so I can get my 1,000 subscribers. But I need the watch hours too. Um, so mine is Create with Squudge. Create and y'all really just go over there and look at her page. She got a whole bunch of nice stuff over there. And when she gets these little boxes of things, she opens them up and she's so excited. She's like, "Oh, let's see it. What's in here?" And she opens it up and she's so excited for getting doing her openings or whatever she got in the mail. It'd be cracking me up because she'd be really excited, and I offer her excitement, then I get excited. So go over there and check out what she does, what she does, what she does. Um, I know, right? It's just growing, and I thank God for that because I don't even know what I be doing. I still can't make a thumbnail, Ashley. Look, let me tell you what I have on my computer. Oh, and my husband said he wants you to do his intro for him too, for his 2 YouTube pages once he start doing them again. Um, what was I saying? Oh, so I have Superimpose X, I have Fonto, I have Canva, I have PixArt, and there's this new thing that I looked at today. I can't think of what it's called right now, but I tried it, and I promise you, I don't know what it is. Um, I just cannot get making these thumbnails, and it's making me mad because it never usually takes me this long to get something, and I can't for the life of me get with these thumbnails. And I I can do words on Fonto. I can do those. I can do words. I can do that. But child, when it comes to making up my thumbnails, I just can't do it, and it makes me so crazy. Um, and I just really, oh, LG, I can't find your craft page. Create with Squudge, you can't find it. Create with Squudge. I'm trying to figure out even how I ran across her station. I don't even remember how I ran across her station, her channel. But she makes the baby books. Like when the baby is born and you write down everything about the baby and you go through and you write like keepsake books. She made this keepsake book for a boy. That joint was popping. Um, I was like, look what she doing. It was really nice. Everything she does over there is nice, and she just be cracking me up how she be getting excited when she opens up her boxes. And I think that's just the highlight for me when I see her open when I see her open up a box because she's so excited about it. Um, so um, yeah, so the thumbnail thing is really, I don't know why my brain won't let me do it. It's I don't know. I guess you're supposed to do them for me. it but I like it. I like the fact that you actually get excited about that because it makes me excited, and I'd be like, wow. And some of the things I'd be like, oh, I wish I had that. Oh, I wish I had that. Um, with the Let's resin and some of the other things. But I wish I had that. But I got enough stuff going on over here. I got to use up some of the stuff I have already before I start getting other things. But I really, really, I have a goal that I want to get two big items. I want to get them. Some of would put them down on my vision board to see, so I can work towards getting them because it's really something that I want to do. A couple of my friends, my sister friends, um, we're in a group and they have moved on to doing what do you call it? Oh my gosh, I can't even think about what it's called right now. But they make patches, embroidery. They do it embroidery now. And all of us, we started all together. We got the crickets and we got the heat press machines and we got the this and the that. And two of them have moved on to embroidery. And I was kind of mad. I was like, them heifers want to go. We call each other heifers. This heifers went on ahead and got embroidery machines and just left me in the dark. But the more I hear them talk about embroidery and the stuff that they have to go through with it and how they have to get all this digitizing and this, that, and the other, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't think I want to do that because it's so much. Hey, Squudge, if you get a cricket, and I tried to tell my sister-in-law just got a cricket for Christmas. Her son bought it. So I guess you can't basically tell somebody, well, get this or get that, She said she wanted a cricket. She had no idea really what a cricket was. She heard me talk about it sometimes, but she got a cricket for Christmas and a sewing machine. But I told her before her son got the cricket, I said, if you're gonna get a cricket, you should just get the maker. And the reason why I say that is because the maker is more advanced. Of course, it's the latest model. And you can do more things on the Cricut Maker than you can do on the Cricut Explorer Air 2. The Cricut Maker is pricier. Of course, it's the newest version of Cricut, but you can cut things that you can't cut on the Explorer Air 2. Different materials that you can use. This thing engraves. The Cricut Maker engraves. So it's something I really want, that or Scan and Cut. I heard Scan and Cut is good too. But I got the Cricut. My husband got me the Cricut because that was in our price range. That was in our price range. Actually, what we did was we went on HSN. We got it through HSN, and I think we made the initial payment, and we made 4 payments after that, which was great for us because that's all our budget could afford at that time. Um, so if you go on HSN, usually they have bundle deals when you go on HSN. Like they'll give you like the mats, 2 mats or 1 mat, and they'll give you some material and they'll give you tools and stuff like that. But that becomes more pricier. But if you go on HSN, you can make monthly payments. You can make like 4 payments. It's not like you're making payments for a year. It's just like 4 or 5 monthly payments, and then you're done paying for it. And it's so worth it, in my opinion, because when you use the Cricut, okay, so I got the Cricut first, and now I have a sublimation machine, which all of us went into sublimation at the same time. And when I started doing sublimation, I just forgot about my Cricut. I just said, "Hey, Cricut, forget you," um, because sublimation was so easy. All you do is print it out and press it and it was over. Um, when I'm looking at it, I'll come to you. Yeah, and monthly payments are good. It helped to save my life. And then when I got the Cricut Squudge, I left it in the box for a few weeks. My husband finally came to my craft room and was like, when are you going to take that Cricut out of the box and use it? I'm not paying for a machine that you're not going to use. So I finally had to take it out of the box because I was intimidated by the Cricut, but I wanted the Cricut years ago. Cricut ain't just come out. Cricut has been out for a long time and I wanted it. I wanted it years ago. And at that time my husband was like, no, you doing too much right now. Like, and I was working 12, 13, 14 hours a day. It was no need for me to have a Cricut at that time. Um, but when I got it and I finally opened it up, it was all good. And one thing I can tell you, Squudge, is if you want to learn how to use the Cricut or even a scan and cut, even before you buy it, you can just be on YouTube and look at the tutorials, because that's what we did. That's how we learned how to use the Cricut. We went and we looked at tutorials. And I tell you, tutorials, I don't like looking at tutorials that are long, but we had to watch them because we had to learn how to use the machine. And then we learned how to use the machine. That was all good. Then we got to sublimation. Then we had to, you have to, the printer for the sublimation, we have the Epson um, printer, and you have to convert it to be a sublimation printer. But baby, when I tell you, when we converted those printers and started sublimation, we was like, Cricket, what? We don't have to do vinyl anymore. We don't have to do heat transfer. What? But I used my Cricut yesterday, and I was so happy to be using my Cricut again, because I haven't been using it because of sublimation. And sublimation will take you to a whole nother level. And I really like it. Um, yeah, I should have got that rather than my Gemini. What's that? And you know what? Shh, don't tell my husband. I want the Cricket Joy. Don't tell him though. I want the Cricket Joy because the Cricket Joy is small. And if you're doing something very small, you don't have to pull out the big thing, the big mat for the Cricket and do all of that. It's just really small and compact. But they cost too much right now, so I can't get one right now. But don't tell him, but I'm getting one. Okay? I'm getting a juicer and I'm getting the Cricket Joy. And I'm getting the juicer first. But if you want to learn how to do just about anything, you go to YouTube University, and YouTube University teaches you a lot. I'm even with the thumbnails, they teach you how to do thumbnails, but my brain just won't get it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone and just let Ashley do them for me, because might as well pay her to do it. But I can't learn it. I can't. It's a block right there. I just can't learn it. Perhaps if I could just sit with someone to show me, because on the videos you gotta pause, you gotta keep pausing, and starting and stopping, starting and stopping, and that's annoying. Because I sat down, I don't try to write notes with, I wrote notes for Fonto, I tried to write notes with Superimpose X, and I'm paying for Superimpose X, and I think it's another one I'm paying for, Canva something. But I have so many apps now that, and I just can't get it. And then I look at some of these YouTubers, and I'm trying to follow them, and some of them, they talk so fast I can't get it. And then I get frustrated because I kind of keep stopping, and I gotta rewind, and now I gotta start again. And then I'll be like, you know what, forget it. I'm not dealing with this. But I need to learn how to do thumbnails. So my husband says, shh, don't tell my wife that I just heard her. He is annoying. Oh, God. He said, shh, don't tell my wife that I just heard her. My husband's a nutcase. Oh, man. I use Canva free for my thumbnails. See, look, y'all gonna have to help a sister out because I can't get it. And I need to get it. I need to, because what if Ashley is not feeling well and she can't do a thumbnail? What I'm gonna do? I need to learn how to do them, because according to YouTube, that's one of the things that we should do to catch people's attention. But then I see a lot of YouTubers, they don't even use thumbnails. They just do their videos, and you click on it and you see what you see. So I don't know. But I do want to learn how to do my thumbnails, because I think thumbnails are cool. A lot of the thumbnails are really, really cool, and I just want to learn how to do them. So this week, come this week, I think I'm gonna try to put out another video this week. I have to see what's going on, but I'm gonna try to put out another video, because I'm making baskets right now, Valentine's Day baskets, and I actually have one made, but I'm working on another basket for the men, because men don't usually get baskets, and we usually forget about the men on Valentine's Day. So I really want to make a men's basket, and I already have some of the items that I want to use for a men's basket, because men usually get cheated when Valentine's Day comes, because Valentine's Day is usually the female, thing, and we forget about the men. Yeah, we've been married for 21 years, Squudge. And it doesn't even seem like it's been that long, but we've been married for 21 years. Um, and we were talking about today. We met we met in February, right? I think we met in February. Um, it was either late June or early February, and we were working at a daycare. I was working at the daycare January. Well, I was working at the daycare, and the lady that I was working for called him in because one of the ladies quit, and he had worked for her before. So she called him in, and when he came in, my husband is so handsome. His eyes, boy. Somebody said something about his eyes one day. I was like, "Don't you talk about my husband's eyes? They're for me, not you." She was like, "For real?" You said, "Yeah, don't be talking about my husband's eyes are cute." Okay? Only I could say that. So, um, he came he came. We have two versions of the story, so it's whatever one you want to believe. Um, he came to the daycare, and he, like, the first day he got there, he wanted to quit because he didn't like me. He said I was stuck up. You can't even believe that story. He said I was acting. Know why? Because I was in theology school. I was in college for theology, and I had this major assignment that I needed to do. And my husband is an alumni of Temple University here in Philadelphia, and he studied religion. And he's just a historian. He's just a person who knows a whole bunch of stuff. Um, and the lady told me about him, and I was like, I don't need his help. I don't need his help. And so he talking about believe me. No, you don't believe his story. No, stop it. Um, there's a lot of advice, but I always see lots of people who succeed without doing anything special. That is true with those thumbnails. But so when I didn't take his counsel or didn't ask him to help me, he immediately thought that I was stuck up. You see what he said? She was stuck up. No, I wasn't. No, I was not. But let him tell the story. So I thought he was stuck up because he was Mr. Know It All. And I was determined that I don't need his help, but I did need his help. So he told the lady that he couldn't work with me because I was difficult and I was stuck up and all this other stuff. She was like, "No, please stay, Jordan. I really need your help. Please stay, Reverend Scott. Please stay. I really need your help." So he wound up staying, and he started catching feelings for me. I can't say this without laughing. He started catching feelings for me, but don't tell him I was catching feelings for him too. So shut up. Shut up. Yes. You started having feelings for me. No, get out. No, that's not when it started. Anywho, can I finish the story? So, one day, the lady ordered lunch for us. She ordered pizza. So she had a TV in her kitchen, and we went upstairs because she had a daycare in her home, and we were in the basement. So we went upstairs to her kitchen, and she had Jerry Springer on. And I don't remember what she said, but I told her I will take you to Jerry Springer and whoop your behind over him. And that's when he knew that I liked him. And he was like, I guess I'll stay working then because she likes me. Right? Why are you quiet now? What? Anywho, so long story short, one day we were down in the basement and the kids were taking a nap, and we were at the table fixing the snacks for the children. So when they wake up, everything was already done. And this man turned around, no warning, no warning. He turned around and put this smackalicious kiss on my face. I mean, he covered all of this area. He covered this whole area with his mouth and kissed me. I was like, after I got over the initial shock, okay, because I was like, did he really just do that? Girl, but them lips was all over my face. Understand? So we said I had been the AME pastor for over 20 years, and in fact was the senior pastor when her present pastor was a layman. He always gotta say that. Don't nobody care. He's talking about believe mine. I'm done with you. Done. Done. So we've been together for 22 years, married for 21. So we met at the end of January. We got married in the beginning of November. So we met and married in the same year. He said he said my face never recovered. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. Sick of him. So yeah, we've been together for 22 years. I was 35, I think, when I met him. Something like that. 36, something like that. And he was 47. I remember he was 47 when we met. And then we got married November the 4th. And his birthday is November the 7th. So I always got scammed out of my anniversary presents. I never got any from anybody because of his birthday being on November the 7th. And I wasn't thinking about that when I married him. I should have waited. Or should have got it before November. He was planning that. He knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing because he knew he didn't want me to get no presents. It was all about him. So yeah, right. Y'all got to catch us on screen together because we're clowns. We're both crazy. And my husband is 69 years old, so this is a 12 and a half year age difference with us. And it must have been the right thing because we've been married for 21 years. 21 years, y'all. 21. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So y'all can catch us when I'm gonna start another YouTube page. Or I should say we'll start another YouTube page on about married life and what goes on with that. And we actually was doing that at one point, but we was doing it on Facebook years ago. And it was popular, and then things happened. I can't look at myself like that, y'all. This camera thing is getting on my nerves. So that is it. And again, if you're on here and you haven't already subscribed to Squudge, go to Squudge's page, create with Squudge, and Ashley. I am Ashley Knapp, Knapp, and Ashley is really, really funny. Just go to her page and check her out. But I'm really inspired by her juicing. That's what I really want to do. Babies born then can drink. What? Babies born then can drink liquor. Now that's the truth. That is the truth. They wouldn't. All the best people are crazy. We are nuts. Let me tell you something. We really are. We can't even help it. It's just who we are. We don't even try to be goofy and funny. It's just who we are. But if y'all knew our background, you would see why we laugh so much and kid around so much. There was a point in time in my life I couldn't even laugh because my life was just crazy. I couldn't even laugh. But now I laugh all the time. I might laugh a little bit too much. Laughter is good for the soul. It's good for the soul. Good for the soul. All right, y'all. So I'm about to be out this piece because I'm tired. And yeah, I'm tired. That's all I have to say about that. So Squudge, um, people are going to be coming over to your page, Ashley said she need 18 subscribers so she can get to 1,000 subscribers. I really thought she only needed like 4, but she said 18. So we want to try to help her get her 18, and I need 140 so I can get my 1,000 subscribers. But anyway, this is me. If you have any questions, let me know. Anything you like to see me craft on my page, let me know. Um, because I want to try some new things with crafting. I do have one request of doing something on the canvas. I just haven't gotten the canvas yet. Um, and so when I get the canvas, I am going to do that. I also have a mirror that I want to do, as well as some vases that I want to do. And when I started crafting, I used to do vases all the time and mirrors. I love doing mirrors. It's something about doing mirrors that I love doing. So I'm going to do another mirror. I intend to do another mirror. Um, and what did I just say? A canvas. Somebody wants me to do a canvas. Miss Ruth. Ruth wants me to do a canvas, bling out a lady's face on a canvas. So I'm gonna do that. That sounds very interesting. Um, Laughing is the best medicine. Yep. All right, Squudge. All right. Thank you for dropping in. I'll go back over to your page and check out some of your videos. And I'm glad you and Ashley connected. That is really good. That is really good. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, Squudge. We're supposed to shout out each other, and because guess what? This is a big world, and it's enough room for all of us to do what we do. So, as many people that I can shout out, I will. And you reap what you sow. So if I sow into somebody, they'll sow into me. Yes, yes, yes. All right, y'all. Have a good night. God bless, and hopefully I'll be back on here again this week. I don't know which day, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll be on here crafting something. And I can't sing, but I try. All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll talk to y'all soon, Lord willing.